Do you love a good old gritty western film? Are you amazed every time you see Clint Eastwood take down several badass gunslingers with his six-shooter? Would you give Back to the Future 3 the Oscar for best third film in a trilogy ever with its nostalgic vision of Hill Valley in 1885? Well, the Daily Mail's favourite video games developer Rockstar has chosen the epic setting of the Wild West, a fresh setting not seen in many video games, for their latest sandbox-style action-adventure. Come on! The western setting, so popular once upon a time with filmmakers, has not been explored all that often in video games, despite being a fascinating time in history and a great backdrop for a good story and some exciting gunplay. With Red Dead Redemption, Rockstar have combined their might and talent to produce arguably the finest experience of the Old West in a video game ever. The busy towns and rugged terrain of the border states has been beautifully recreated, giving you a feeling of what it might have actually been really like to live in one of the most lawless, gritty, and downright exciting times in history. Galloping out of town on a wild horse that you broke in yourself and witnessing your first sunset across the Rio Bravo will be one of your most memorable gaming experiences this year. The game is set in 1911 and you play John Marston, an ex-outlaw on the hunt for his former gang members. Marston has left his life of violence behind him to start a family, but government agents have threatened his wife and son, leaving him with no choice but to help the lawman by tracking down and killing the gang members he used to ride with. This takes him on a journey starting in New Austin and eventually across the southern states and to Mexico. The main story missions and side quests where a stranger might ask for your help all do an excellent job of immersing you in the world. Conversations you have with characters as you ride to the next mission ooze quality, plus the cutscenes are beautifully created, featuring some great character animations and superb voice acting.
I just never met a man in a tie I could trust.
You can also engage in authentic pastime activities like hunting, where you can scout for wild animals whose pelts you can sell for cash. Or gambling, where if you play your cards right, literally, you can net quite a few dollars to spend on weapons and ammo ready for the next shootout. In fact, one nice touch of realism was that I recognised the guy running the general store as one of the players I had cleaned out at poker the night before. Finally, to take a break from all the killing, and for a dose of the trademark Rockstar humour, you can go to an authentic cinema and watch a short film. Despite appearances, Red Dead is not all third-person shooty bang bang with no consequences. You're responsible for your actions at every turn thanks to the game's honour system. You're forced to make moral choices, resulting in either positive or negative honour. For example, are you going to injure an outlaw and take him alive in return for your reward and a healthy dose of positive honour? Or are you going to be a negative honour junkie and go around robbing civilians? The game's fame system works in tandem with the honour system, governing how characters react to you, building up a reputation as a real badass who shoots people and never asks questions, and then watching as the townsfolk run away from you when you ride into town is quite funny. Combat in the game is smooth and the gunplay feels really natural. Diving in and out of cover, blind firing and targeting, even down to specific body parts, are all fluid, seamlessly allowing you to take part in shootouts and standoffs like a true gunslinger, using any one of the period weapons, from knives and explosives to revolvers and rifles. Of course, you've also got your trusty lasso, and you even get the chance to hose down enemies with the Gatling gun. But by far the best feature of the whole game, and the one that really makes you feel like Jesse James, is the Dead-Eye targeting system. When activated, it slows everything down, allowing you to place exactly where your bullets go, even on multiple enemies. When everything speeds up again, you'll see your bullets fly. And just like these days you can't walk 5 minutes down the road without seeing a hoodie writing graffiti on a bus stop, it won't be long in Red Dead Redemption before you see a wanted poster. You can hunt down these wanted outlaws for an extra cash reward. Just make sure your mug isn't ever wanted. If you are being chased by the law, then you'll recognise the red blob on the minimap system from the Grand Theft Auto games. You've got to get out of the circular zone until the wanted meter disappears, and even if you get away, there'll still be a bounty on your head, so you've got to watch your back. Red Dead Redemption's multiplayer is excellent. Up to 16 players can get together in all the usual modes you'd expect, each with a western twist. Plus, every multiplayer match starts with a Mexican standoff. If you survive, your reward will be that you can move to any part of the map. Plus, like GTA 4, Red Dead Redemption has a free roaming mode. You can form a posse of up to 8 players, then ride out and see what Wild West shenanigans you can get up to. We did have some issues with the game though. There's no hotkey for the map screen, so it's a pain to keep checking where you are and where you're going. Don't do what I did though, and sellotape the map you got in with the game up on your living room wall, and then take half the wallpaper off with it when your girlfriend made you take it down. Oh. Also, I don't know if it's just my old eyes, but the font used for instructions and mission objectives is too small and rubbish. I lost count of the number of times I died because I was too busy trying to read what I was supposed to be doing rather than doing it. Also, I'm not a huge fan of fast travelling, as I like a bit of realism. But endless galloping across barren terrain does become a little tedious after a while. And some of the missions are quite boring. I mean, rounding up cattle and making sure they get safely back to the ranch instead of stampeding straight into a ravine. Gotta say, as a gamer, I'd rather watch 21 cows run off a cliff. When you stroll through the saloon doors to the sound of drinking and laughter, accompanied by an old-timer playing the high-pitched piano. When you're challenged to a duel and the camera angle shifts to your hip, showing your gun in its holster, your shooting hand at the ready. When you leave the story missions for a bit because you just want to ride out and explore the beautiful scenery. All this comes together in a tasty slice of barbecue sauce-laden wild, wild west goodness to make Red Dead Redemption a truly memorable gaming experience. Immersing you in a world not often visited in video games. Go and buy a copy, lose yourself in the border states and live out your coolest gunslinging dreams. Just don't let the Daily Mail find out you can get achievement points by tying a girl to the railroad tracks and watching the inevitable happen. Bit dark that, really. Bit dark. But fun.
Slow it up now.
Keep it real. Keep it GameTank.